Oh, that was a quick load. Very nice. Let's see. Yeah. And with that, unlock Dehya's story quest. Mantichora. Or Mantichora. I'm probably saying
Okay,
it wrong.
now
Who cares?
now to find now
Yoink.
to find all the seals.
Oh right, there is also Faruzan's hangout. I forgot about that. Yoink. I'll do that next time. Oh yeah, before I go to the Grand Bazaar. That's where she is? That should be in the desert. Okay. Let's collect some of the things I forgot from the desert. Yeah. Achievement wise. Spam!
Okay, this
And
seal
collect
collector
my
is
name card.
done.
Cool. Cool. Okay. Oh yeah, there's a TCG. I'm gonna have to do that later.
Yes, Yula Kokomi and
Kujo
Sarah.
Sara. Yeah. Okay, wait. I need to go to the Grand Bazaar, which is like here. Do you want me to say any spoilers or anything, or do you not
Or
care
what?
for Dia's story?
Oh, I don't
Time
really
to go.
care. I
Sure.
only care about the Archon quest, but even then I also don't really care if I'm being spoiled because I am seeing it regardless or not. So it's
I
fine.
was trying to
I
remember.
see.
What else did we put on our shopping list?
We have a shopping list, Paimon? What?
What?
I don't know. Just enter the Grand
What a
Bazaar.
mouthful
Yes,
of
because we go to the
snacks.
Grand Bazaar to search for
Rhyme would know
groceries.
the aroma of biryani
Which
anywhere. Let's go get some.
which makes sense if you think about it, but that's where I associate the performance and the circus. Not really the circus. The Zubair Theatre is at. So yeah, never mind. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Let's
We
go
can
to
still
the
add
shop. Oh
it to
god.
the list.
Oh, I'm pressing ISRT.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. Wasn't expecting to see you here.
The Dunyazad has been a while.
Hello there. Oh, it's been quite a while.
That it has been.
So you two are still hanging out together. Dia, didn't you say last time that you were gonna head back to the
Oh
desert?
shit, it's
Oh, that's
I'm
true,
not-
Paimon.
Oh, I already done
I
much
said I
thing,
was
but
going to
I was
resign
thinking
from
too
being
much
her
myself.
bodyguard. Not that our friendship was over. We're still the best of friends.
Ah, makes sense.
The Homayanis also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me and the other mercs never pass them up.
I told Dia to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago.
Ah,
My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like we were missing someone
Oh,
whenever
do you
Dia
know
wasn't
this?
around.
That sounds like something they would say, all right. They're always so welcoming.
Like there's a pattern.
Anyway, the
There's
job
some
is already
scribbled
taken
words
care
on the
of,
floor.
so I was gonna head back to the brigade
I
as
think a
soon as I
pentagon.
finished a little shopping.
okay.
But the
Two,
master kept
3, 4.
insisting, and I ended up staying for another day.
You know what's this?
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dia. Father hasn't even gotten around to treating you to his best
Nah, but I
dishes
guess
yet.
Ah, Dunyazad's father's a chef.
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my lady. Don't worry, though. There'll always be next time.
What? She said they'll treat you to the best dishes. I can't believe you can still refuse that.
Ah, Paimon, that's because you are the glutton, not her.
But wait. Didn't you say last time that you would take me on a trip to the desert? Why don't you just take me with you today, when you leave? There are so many places I still haven't visited yet.
I'm sorry, my lady, but no can do. There's still a few things I need to take care of back at the brigade. Besides, the desert hasn't exactly been the most peaceful place lately.
Oh, come on.
Faye?
Not this again. That's also what you said last time and the time before that.
I know, I'm sorry. Just give me some more time, and I promise I'll plan the best trip ever for you.
All right, fine. To be perfectly honest, it's not that I wanted to go, it's more like I feel like something is off about you lately. Ever
Wait,
since
what?
you first set foot
Never
on the
mind.
estate a few days ago,
Did not take
you've
every
been acting
Oculus official
anxious
leave for
and
some
even
reason.
paranoid. Have you been delaying our trip because you've run into some kind of trouble?
Nah, are you kidding? You're worrying too much.
Would you swear on that? Friends shouldn't lie to each other, you know. I wouldn't pry any further if you're willing to swear on what you just said. But if something really is bothering you, then just tell me. You know I'll help you however I can.
So you guys want me to leave, or do you guys still need me here?
Mm,
Oh, looks like Dunyarzad was onto something.
you're too perceptive, my lady. Seems I can't hide anything from you. I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy happenings of mercenaries. Knowing too much only leads to more trouble. Mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world where Mora reigns supreme. Everything operates on a completely different set of rules.
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though. We're still friends, and I can only support you if I understand what's bothering you.
My lady, you're not gonna stop until you drag it out of me, are ya? All right, I'll share what I know. Let's go somewhere else first. This isn't exactly the best place for a discussion.
So are we allowed to
Okay,
join, or
let's
what
talk
about
here.
this?
Just try not to draw any extra attention. As you may already know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries and a complex organizational structure. Many mercs are no different than me, just going around looking for jobs to earn some mora. My brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. We're not a large group, but every member is loyal and brave. However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds of lines for the sake of mora. The most notorious is a faction known as Deshret's Relics.
Deshret's Relics? Judging from the name, they must really look up to...
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar. They're one of the groups under the Relic's banner.
Oh,
Don't
you
say
mean
it.
the group that tried to sell us the Divine
Knew
Knowledge
you were gonna
Capsule?
say
Yeah, they weren't
I was
friendly at
also
all.
streaming.
Deshret's Relics is composed of many smaller brigades like
I'm
Ain
playing.
al-Akmar.
You are
The Relic's
streamer.
headquarters issues orders to all brigades under his
Yes.
control.
What's going on there?
I
On
don't
any
know.
other day, I would want nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade that's stirring up trouble now is none
He
other
is
than
legend.
Dakan al-Akmar.
Dakan?
I think it means beard or something. Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years. Anyway, the real issue is that Dakan al-Akmar is led by my father, Kusela.
Ooh, that's awkward.
Say what now?
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now. But what did they do?
I won't go into details, my lady, but they've been involved in a lot of violent incidents. We're talking hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yep, the scenes tend to be quite gruesome too. They strip the victims of all their valuables before murdering them.
That doesn't sound like your father no more, bro.
Not only
that's
had they
about
targeted
bench.
merchant caravans and ordinary citizens, but other mercenary brigades as well.
That's beyond terrible. They won't even spare their own kind.
I don't know how Deshret's Relic sees it. All I do know is that Dakan al-Akmar has become more and more
Oh, no, this is
aggressive over the last few years.
There's a
If I
chest in
don't do
Lee.
something about them, then
Ah,
either
yes,
my
yes.
brigade or the people of
There's
Aru
two
village
rune,
could become their next target.
Hunter, right? Is it?
Rune Hunter? No, you are in Liyue's territory now.
Yeah, I know.
Very nice.
I just wish I knew what's driven him to
I
do
don't know if you
this.
found this one
Oh
before.
my god, my Wi-Fi is so
Yeah.
bad.
How can your
Yes, you
father
could
do
tell from your
such
earlier
terrible
voice.
things?
Okay,
I don't know.
bro.
People change. He's
You
always
become
been
robot
pretty
just now.
pathetic. But at least in the past, there were still a few lines that he wouldn't cross.
That's setting the bar pretty low.
I mean, if he was even remotely decent,
Going back to
then why would I
Sumeru.
have to leave the brigade and cut all ties with him?
On the website.
He was loud and foolish,
So I checked
with
all
no
these three
real sense of
locations
purpose.
currently.
Instead of doing anything useful, he spent most of his time drinking and chasing after women. Of course, the other brigade members were just like him. Their ruckus would go on night after night.
Huge. Could be done.
Sounds like a nightmare.
What about your mother? Did she ever step in to stop them?
I have a feeling this can be a pleasant story.
Unfortunately, I never knew my mother.
Oh, for real, please.
Oh,
It's Wi-Fi. Can you just...
I'm sorry, Dehya. I didn't know.
Yes, because shouting at the router will cause the Wi-Fi to work better.
Yes.
Works perfectly against humans as well.
Sorry, the
It's
typical.
alright, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles.
Will typically be.
Didn't I mention that my
attack
father was
fires.
chasing after women?
We
I was
literally
the result
sucking
of one of
the
those
your
encounters
daughter.
with some random person. He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was.
But I don't know, maybe
And in any
but then the
case,
internet very
he
slow,
never
I
came
think.
to see me. He'd say, "You'll be fine as long as you
The next
remember to
time when I
stick
go to
with
your
Dad."
side, I should do an
But
internet
even
speed
then,
test around there,
he
just
left
the
most of
data
the
itself.
parenting to the brigade. The one thing I do remember is that he used to tell me stories. But the problem was that he had terrible taste. He only knew a few stories, and even those tended to be pretty stale.
Wait,
They
I'm
were
not supposed
tales
to-
of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest, or stories of mercenaries rescuing princesses from rebel armies.
Sounds like your typical fairy tales.
More or less, yeah.
I
They were
find
interesting maybe the first or second time
Read-
around,
Oh.
but after about 20 repeats, they started to get a little
Ouch.
dull.
4K.
He seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though.
No.
He was so into them that he'd call the whole brigade over and make them
Like that
perform the
much.
whole thing as a play. Even the toys he gave me would all be story props. I'd get helmets, shields, and toy swords. It was only much later when I realized that the shows were more for him than they ever were for me.
What an interesting guy.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty childish, but that was something I could just shrug off. I had no reason to despise him. Until I grew up and
that's
learned the
all.
true face of Deshret's relics for myself. Looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father and his cronies were more like the bad guys that needed to be taken down. Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that stuff right in front of me, I would never know?
I think I can understand your
Quite small,
feelings.
huh? Since
The
I'm begging
difference
so
between
much.
perception and reality must have
Very
hit
nice,
hard.
very nice.
Shit, fuck. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's
Love you
all
so
water
much,
under the
Wi-Fi.
bridge to me
Love you
now.
so much.
I had a huge argument with my
Yes.
father and left that
Playing with
place
a
behind for
streamer, you
good.
lag.
I'm not investigating
play
them due to
alone,
any bitter feelings I still
don't
have
lag.
towards my father.
That's how it works.
I
Man.
just want to protect those that are close to me. Yeah, I told the boys to gather as much information as they could. Most of the reports concern violent incidents, but there's also some talk of smuggling.
Oh boy.
I see.
But why is there always this guy?
But
Why is there
isn't
always a
this
time to go inside that
investigation
thing? What's
incredibly
it called? The
dangerous?
rune.
Uh,
All the sentinels.
don't
guy
worry
who-
about it.
the
It's
guy
a
would
new
attack,
silly. It's a new type of silly.
It
Yeah,
is,
bro.
but every mercenary lives life on
The
the
rune
edge.
silly.
It's a lifestyle that I enjoy.
And then he brings you to some place and ambushes you.
Yes.
That may be true, but it'll be impossible for those who care about you not to
Some rune
worry.
machines weren't that intelligent.
Well,
maybe it's
now
Subaru.
you get why I didn't want to share any of this with you.
What should we do? They both have valid concerns.
Huh? But there's no need
There's
for you to
always
get
next
caught
to a
up in
rune
this
guard
mess,
also,
too.
actually. I just noticed that.
Well, he's super
Like a
tough,
dead
so
ring
if
guard.
he went into the desert with you,
Uh-huh.
then Paimon bets the problem would be solved in no time.
I'm inclined to agree.
Oops, I didn't need to clear this.
I'd feel a lot more at
randomly,
ease if you took him along to help.
man. Wait, shit.
I'll wait for news from you in the city
Oh,
until
wait, it's
then.
over up here.
Please, stay safe.
Nice.
I'm honored that you
think-
care so much for me, my lady.
I found out.
All right, then let's get moving. Our first stop will be Caravan
change
Rebot,
to Singtel,
where we can
yes.
catch up a bit with my fellow
Singtel.
mercs.
Singtel also sucks, bro.
Really, man?
At least my one does. I don't know. Sometimes you just in and out the freaking Wi-Fi.
They say Singtel also not good. Just now someone in this streamer friend said that use Singtel also laggy.
Singtel is like the fastest here. So.
Okay, Singtel is not a problem about the lag for me. It's the problem with the
Yeah.
disconnection.
No, yeah, sometimes Singtel has that issue.
Please be careful. I'll stay in the city and wait for news
I don't
from
know
you.
why, because this morning
Just
also I
don't
had
do
that
anything
problem.
reckless. Or
It just didn't work.
It's
Using M1.
trash. It is
It's like
just trash.
Connected by no internet. That's the most scam you'll ever get.
Balloon. Oh god.
Okay. Got one more rune. Okay.
Hey, Dehya, you're back.
No.
Are these two friends of yours?
Acquaintances.
Likewise. And there's no need to be so formal with us. We're a pretty casual crew. Anyway, since we've got a newcomer, let me fill you in on what the Khan al-Ahmar's been up to lately.
Hey, wait a second. I'm not joining this bang of brigades.
They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets. They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. And it sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market. A portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
Okay. Thankfully it's a small
Yeah,
wall
and it
of
really
crime, I
makes you
suppose.
wonder why they're so desperate for Mora. A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised
Jump.
ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
Wait, a power struggle?
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of Deshret's relics. If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only plausible explanation we have. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more
Like
specific.
finally say no
It
legs
seems they're
anymore.
also trying to keep things under wraps.
Yes.
Oh, one last thing we discovered was that
Ow.
over the past few years, as the Khan al-Ahmar became more and more
I haven't
active,
died.
Deshret's relics as a whole became a lot weaker.
What, the rune guy's alive too?
It sounds mighty strange to me too. Harun, you can leave the rest of the investigation to
Shit, wait,
us.
I'm lagging now.
Gotta say though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole
Yes.
undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the line, no?
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. The Khan al-Ahmar is your father's crew after all.
What he said. Besides, Dehya, haven't you done more dangerous things than all of us combined? What we did is nothing
here's
compared to
another
your
one of them.
experiences.
Oh, this is the other guy he mentioned, isn't it?
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Dakan al-Akmar, I took a look at the last camp they attacked.
Oh, you
Oh,
lagging.
never mind.
Any survivors of the attack
Yes.
were already long gone. So
Are
there's
you
nothing of
fucking
value left in
serious?
the camp.
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf. You're here too.
Dude, like
Sure.
actually just rain, stop, and then rain again.
We
as
rushed
soon as
over
I
as
hit
soon
a
as we
root-
saw you come
the-
into
one of the
Caravan Rebot.
seals with the fire.
Are you in the rainforest region? The forest area there.
I don't know. It's like the giant onion.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
exactly. The giant onion is. It causes rain or shine depending on what you.
Yeah. Not
Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from him. Now that we know you'll have a
I don't know
capable
if this
partner with
considered
you,
insect
we can
force
also
or not,
rest
because I'm
easy.
at a very age of it.
Eh.
Hey,
Maybe
what
you
about
just
Paimon?
skimmed around the
Feel
perimeter
anything special?
of
I
it.
guess so.
Oh,
It's okay. Problem.
you're also
problem
planning to
solved
tag
by
along with them?
changing time.
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever he goes, Paimon will follow.
Oh,
She saved me.
in that case, then you'd better take
Where
care
did
of her too,
Angel's time
Dehya.
come from? Last I checked, there's only animals life here. Okay, sus, which means
Don't
there's a
worry
chest,
about
right?
her. She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through just as many battles as the traveler here. Even if she had only survived on sheer luck,
Yeah, man, there is no
then that
chest.
alone would
He's
still
like-
make her quite formidable.
Ha!
I had no idea. I guess I shouldn't judge by appearances.
Oh, one other thing, Dehya. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Main. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkempt guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and I couldn't make it back in time for the event.
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment, though. You're our brigade's main selling point, after all. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping like a bunch of scarecrows. The awkward silence and weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
Very nice.
Huh? Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
I don't think you were part of the
it's not
brigade yet.
definitely done.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that, and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later. Now's not the time.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Tell him low.
Run.
Are they always like this?
More or less. There aren't many rules or
Oh, no.
graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our minds. If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge them to a fight. But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things come up is better than keeping everything bottled up, never talking about it. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard to stop once you get used to it. Though, I can never do that when I'm with the Homiyanis.
Makes sense.
Hey, knuckleheads! Can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
Yeah, you hear her, Holof? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first.
Oh, walk away.
I drew up a map.
Yes.
Right here is the spot.
Oh,
There you'll find the merchant caravan responsible for getting rid of Dukan al-Akhmar's looted goods. All you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening. They'll have no idea what hit them.
Wait, why are we ambushing mercenaries? Or merchants?
Perfect. Thanks for that.
Oh,
Be sure to pass my regards to everyone else in the brigade as well.
Will do. You stay safe,
now
Dehya.
go.
What? Oh, so we're not actually going to the desert? Oh, that's so sad. Okay, whatever. Da-da.
This should be the place. Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time. It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be careful.
No need to worry. He knows his way around a fight.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all, we still need to get information out of them. Ah, here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react and end this quickly.
Ooh, do I get to use Dehya in this
Yes.
battle? Hey, very nice. So apparently when you place down this totem thing, you can do another attack like that and it puts down again, redeploys.
Yeah, that's not how you.
Cool. But the remainder of the duration gets remaining there though, so
Yeah, the same as Fisher one.
yeah, basically.
Except Fisher's replacement doesn't get a damage.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Where do you think you're going? Where do you think you're going? I'll be
Oh, that's it. I can't even use the out. Oh, that's so sad.
Bruh.
And somehow we already know your name, Satar. Or Satar.
Yeah, I think I heard the name somewhere in the
The
story
flame
before.
bane.
Satar is a weapon. It's it's a curved blade, if I remember
Oh,
correctly.
really?
Oh wait, no. No, that's a scimitar. Sitar is a freaking musical instrument. I'm dumb.
Good.
Oh.
That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little talk.
Yes,
Are you
then,
buddies with
I don't know.
Dakana Lakmar now? Tell me.
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to never divulge key information about our employer. What makes you think I'd talk?
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work? Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes? You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think twice about how much your employer's information is worth to you.
Whoa!
Oh, apparently because
I'm
like a new
not joking
burning
around.
reaction, right?
We can do
Yeah.
this the easy way or
The
the painful way.
the remainder of the burn ticks will now
2
resume
seconds.
on the EM based on the who was the last one that made the new reaction.
That's how it was supposed to work, no?
Yeah. I mean, cause
I'll save you the
I noticed
trouble.
when my wow when I was burning when I banned it out there and I Hida E right, and then obviously it burned the enemy right. They did like 800 per tick. Then I saw back the burner and E right, then it did 300 damage. I'm like, wait,
Oh, nice.
I'm getting ripped off.
Oh, he did.
Are you crazy?
Oof.
Ah, so his employer's reputation is much higher than you expect.
He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick,
Oh my god, I
search
don't know
the
how many
area
times
for
I did
any
I get.
first aid supplies.
Yeah, a nice close up view on Yellen's out.
Nice.
I think cause Sumeru is just so many slanted edges. Oh my god, my voice.
I definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep, and he just passed out from the pain.
But why would he be so extreme?
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them.
Already,
I
yes.
didn't expect him to be willing to go
C6
through so much
rider.
pain just to deny us some
Traveler.
intel.
I believe I do. I need to go check though. I never used him since like 3.0.
Well,
Or her,
he's
depending
out
on
cold for
your
now.
your case.
We could wait for
Let's
him
just
to
see
wake
Traveler.
up, but maybe it's not a good
I
idea
will
to
see after this
interrogate
cutscene
him any
ends.
further.
Alright.
What should we do?
Cause mine's a C5 right now.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that. He might just hurt himself again if we start asking. There are lots of goods around here. Let's search the area. Maybe we'll be able to find something. I'm really sorry.
This guy is like down.
Oh what?
Okay, let's see. Do I have Traveler at C6? Yes, I do.
Ah.
I'm pretty sure it was 3.2, or like when the desert came out, you would have gotten this already. I think it's
I
one
see,
of the things you could get from the, what's it called? Statue.
Yeah, but I don't know which level more. My statue level 5 one.
I see.
Yeah, I need 10 more Oculus to level 6.
Cool.
Okay, let's start looking for chest. Where's the next part? Okay, over here. In the middle of the road-ish.
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it. Maybe it's a
Yeah.
record of something.
Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant caravan, they should have a record of their transactions. Yep. I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti. All familiar names. Dakana Lakmar has been trading for a hefty supply of food, weapons, and medicine. It seems that in the past, they used to receive some canned knowledge as well. This caravan is just one
Things
link
undone
in their
with me.
logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the looted goods for Mora, and the funds will then be
1, 2,
passed to
3,
a
4, 5,
specific
6, 7,
person.
8.
That
Okay,
person will then
okay.
pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right back to Dakana Lakmar. Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded for the final transaction?
No value?
think okay, I
Yeah,
got most.
every
I got all the ones
transaction
that
before
are
the
broken
last
to
one was
find those
marked
that
with an
we will
exact amount of mora, but the final one, where they paid for
double
everything to be
feel.
brought back to the
Oh,
desert,
please.
was simply marked as delivered. Perhaps. But they couldn't have known how much they would make off selling the loot. Do they not care about profit margins at all? Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. There are a lot of entries. Everything was probably sourced from the rainforest. Huh?
What's wrong?
Shazamon Homayani?
Homoyani? You mean Dunyarzad's family? Could it just be another family with the same last name?
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last name. Shazamon Homayani is Dunyarzad's father, and the head of the Homayani family. Just what the heck is going on here? I'm sorry, you're right. I'll consider what we found and not jump to conclusions just yet. But what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homayani family has been providing goods to Dakana Lakmar.
What if the Homayanis have been kept in the dark and don't know they've been trading with Dakan Akhmar?
That's a possibility, but if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shazamon as their person of contact? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Caravan Rebot or Port Ormos.
Wow, common chance.
Yeah, funding violence and looting. The brigade gets the goods, and he is paid the proceeds from the sale of the loot.
But why would he do something like this? It's not like the Homayanis are in need of money.
That's probably how they got their money, Paimon.
I honestly have no idea. I've been to their estate many times, and I've never noticed anything suspicious. The only potentially large expenditure I could think of would be the treatment costs for Dunyarzad's Elazar. Maybe they borrowed a lot of Mora in the past, but that's still just a speculation. I don't think the Master would stoop so low to make Mora. You're probably right. I know my lady's personality, and she wouldn't deliberately keep something like this from us.
But what should we do now? All we found is just another mystery.
If you ask me, we already have no choice but to confront her about this. I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. I still have faith in the Homayanis. Let's go find my lady again. We'll tell her everything and see if she's willing to lend us her support. If we're lucky, we can not only figure out the mystery of this paper, but also follow the trail of breadcrumbs to the people responsible at Dakana Lakmar.
Dehya, are you sure this is the best decision? What if instead of getting the help we need, we just end up revealing everything we've discovered to the enemy?
I've considered that possibility. But even still, I want to tell her what we found. I think I owe her that much. True friendship is built on trust. She showed genuine concern for me when we first brought up the topic. I can't repay her kindness with doubt and suspicion. That's not how I deal with people.
You're right. Paimon wants to trust Dunyarzad too.
Yeah. Let's pay another visit to Sumeru City.
Okay. To Dunyarzad.
Bro, these guys said they got.
What happened to you?
They provided pictures of how to go to some of the underground one, except for 2.
Nice.
I-
Honestly,
Like
just
what?
check the map. Sometimes map have paths that leads into the caves.
Oh. Unless
We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected.
oh damn it.
You
how
mustn't
did
have
I
run
get
into any trouble
to the
then.
other side?
Well, how did it go? What did you come up with?
Actually, we are still
1516.
investigating. It's
the 2
just that
underground stone pillars are
we've
located
discovered
both
something
north of
strange.
Hardy's
I
Dehya.
see. The clues you found have led you back here, in the city?
Not back to you, actually.
Something like that. Yeah.
You all look a little dispirited. Whatever you found must
But
not have been very encouraging after
Legends
all.
of the Stone.
Why don't you
not
discuss it with me?
presentation to
Maybe I'll be able to say something to cheer you up?
It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being upset with my father or anything like that. How should I put this?
Your father may be connected to her father, which might be supplying dangerous necessities for this dangerous operation to continue. Maybe.
So something is wrong. Even the Traveler and Paimon have been uncharacteristically quiet. On any other day, Paimon would have already waved to me with a smile and shouted, "Dunyarzad, we're back!" So tell me, what happened?
Well?
My lady, please prepare yourself for what we're going to tell you next. It concerns the Master.
The Master? You mean my father? Okay, I understand. Don't worry about me. I'll listen as attentively as I can. My father has been supplying goods to Dakan al-Akmar?
Yeah, it makes as little sense to us as it does to you. I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time rationalizing how he could ever support an infamous brigade like them. Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story and just stumbled into the deal by accident.
Unlikely though.
I can't help but agree with the Traveler.
Huh? You mean you feel the same way, Dunyarzad?
Thank you for sharing all this information with me.
Oh,
Since you've told me everything you know, I should also tell you about some doubts that I've been harboring for quite a while. In the past, I thought that my father hired a bodyguard for me so that I wouldn't run away and get lost. However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of 30. Why did my father go out of his way to hire Dehya?
About that. Well, the Homiyanis really needed bodyguards, so they reached out to the Blazing Beasts. Later, the Master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen, and that I should stick around to become one of his bodyguards. He offered me a pile of mora, so I just signed on.
Well, but that didn't really answer my question. Just think about it. Why did my father specifically reach out to the Blazing Beasts?
Maybe the Corps of 30 just didn't have anyone available, or maybe someone recommended us. I've never given it too much thought.
Nice.
I think I get what you're saying. You think none of this was a coincidence.
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seemed strange or out of place. But there are many parts of the story that don't actually make any sense. If my father had always been in contact with Dakan al-Akmar, then it would make sense for him to bring Dehya into our house.
You mean the goal all
Yes.
along was to get Dehya to be your bodyguard?
You're safe.
No, that's too much of a stretch. I cut all ties with my father a long time ago. He has no control over my life anymore.
But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that your father has still been trying to influence your life without you knowing.
So, the Master was not likely an innocent victim in all of this?
Oh boy. It's bad.
Sorry we put all this on you so suddenly, Dunyarzad.
It's okay, Paimon. I should actually be thanking you. Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been funding a violent group of mercenaries, then it's my duty to bring him back to reason.
But is that really the right thing to do? My father has committed many atrocities and deserves all the punishment that he has coming to him. I have zero sympathy for him. You may call me an ungrateful child, but my feelings will remain the same. However, the Homiyani family has treated me with nothing but generosity and kindness.
Now, is that generosity and kindness just a front?
If we decide to investigate this further, we could end up implicating the entire Homiyani family. I would be biting the hand that's fed me over all these years.
Dehya.
It's alright, Dehya. If anyone were to ask, you could always just say that I'm the one who instructed you to get to the bottom of this.
You don't have to do that, my lady. I'm not conflicted because I'm afraid of taking responsibility. Besides, you're the one we should all be worried about right now.
Hey, it's still too early to give up hope. What was the thing about friendship again? Right, yeah, trust! You said that yourself, Dehya. Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the facts.
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. I guess I should always remember the trust that I've placed in people. In which case, my lady, could you ask the Master to come out and have a chat with us?
Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to give us a logical explanation. Let's meet.
Usual place? Ah, right.
The Grand Bazaar. So Al-Haytham's house is next to Dunyazad's house. Cool.
Apparently so.
Wait, am I going the wrong way? I think I'm going the wrong way. Oh boy. Ah, whatever. There's entryway here. Oh wait, I'm at the wrong place. Oh wait, no. It's over there. Right, the usual place. Ding.
Thank you for coming, sir. Please allow me to introduce these two. This is the Traveler, and next to him is his travel companion, Paimon.
Oh my god, I can actually interact with them a
Yes,
bit.
my
Not
daughter
so good
has
for
mentioned them
underground
from time to
portions.
time. It's a privilege to finally meet them in person. But we may skip all the pleasantries for now. What is the important matter you wish to discuss with me today?
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction record to your attention. There's something on this record that we're all pretty curious about.
So, that's what you found? Huh. Seems like I can't keep everything from you much longer.
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like an explanation.
Well, it's a long and difficult story. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. What I do know, though, Dehya, is that the truth will bring you no solace. If anything, it will likely cause you a great amount of anguish.
Wait, me?
Yes, I understand perfectly why you came to see me. And I am touched by your collective commitment to do the right thing. But knowledge always comes at a price. And sometimes, as they say, ignorance is bliss. Your father, Kusela, and I both believed that. Of course, you have the right to seek and learn the truth, but I must warn you. The facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself into sand, blowing in the wind. If you must proceed, then Kusela's heartfelt efforts will also fade into the wind like a fleeting mirage.
Oh boy.
His heartfelt efforts? I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not sure I follow. I've made it this far in life without a single drop of my father's support.
Maybe that's what you think.
I have my own ideals and ways of looking at the world, as well as people and causes that I've chosen to cherish and fight for. None of these things have anything to do with him. I came here today to support you as the head of the Homiyani family. No warning will change my stance on that.
I understand. Then let me tell you a little story. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyazad was just a baby. Along the way, we were attacked by bandits. They had superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. When all seemed lost, a group of passerby Eremites lent us their support. Those Eremites were Kusela's brigade, Dekan al-Ahmar. Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries, just like themselves. I was shocked. Why would Dekan al-Ahmar go so far to save us and not spare the fellow Eremites? Kusela was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyazad. She was startled by his unfamiliar face and nearly started crying.
Really? I never knew.
He said that he had no particular reason to help us. He just took pity on us because he had a daughter about the same age. We started talking about our children, and I sensed that he was a devoted father. To repay his kindness, I hired his brigade to help out at our estate for a time, and offered everyone generous remuneration.
So, that's what happened.
It was many years before I saw him again. I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking on my door. The man I knew to be strong and healthy had been reduced to a shell of himself. He couldn't even walk anymore without his cane.
So, what happened to him? He was perfectly fine when I left the brigade.
I'm not too sure myself. The only thing that didn't change was his cheery disposition. He said there was absolutely nothing to worry about and that he had gotten into a fight. That was all. He then suddenly asked me if Dunyarzad, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her own. At the time, Dunyarzad was going through a particularly severe bout of her Elazar. There was no need for her to have a bodyguard when she could barely leave the house. But he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, it never hurts to be safe. How do you know a bodyguard won't come in handy one day? I was completely lost at first, until he recommended the Blazing Beasts, and in particular, a mercenary named Dehya.
So he was the one who recommended Dehya to you.
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud, but it was clear that he saw Deshret's relics as an evil group who would eventually corrupt every member in their ranks. He was already beyond redemption, but he hoped that he would be able to detach his daughter from the vicious world of mercenary life. If Dehya could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard, then gradually her affinity for the desert would decrease, and she'd be able to leave her previous life behind.
And that's why you offered her such generous compensation?
Yes, but not just because of that. From the moment that he asked me for that favor, I also began to see Dehya as my own daughter. And that's also why I tried to persuade you to stay when you asked for permission to leave. I was willing to spend however much it took. Kusela saved my daughter and I all those years ago in the desert.
Oh, God.
I could never refuse him entrusting his daughter to me.
He was always like that.
Oh,
Acting
my
like
God,
he's
this
oh
wasted so
so
much time
smart and
searching and
self-righteous.
And all the
Kusela
Sioux
said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of
done.
Dia's fees. I refused to take any mora from him, but he'd always sent me funds anyway. Eventually, I just accepted them as a token of his gratitude. And that went on for a while until I received another letter from him a few years ago. The letter contained a request to help him buy food, weapons, medicine, and even explosive materials.
Wait, isn't that around the time that Dekana Al-Ahmar started becoming more aggressive?
That's right. When I started to hear some nasty rumors, I became wary. I wanted to meet him face to face to discuss things. But by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk. If I had to guess, it's probably because he doesn't want to put Dehya at risk. That thought occurred to me as well. I figured that he probably came to me for help because he had nobody else to turn to. After some deliberation, I decided to send him some food and medicine. I turned down all his requests for explosives and weaponry. I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support could lead to others coming to harm, but I could not simply reject his plea for help.
them.
In the end, it probably was the wrong decision. I plugged my ears to the rumors and just chose a solution that made me feel least guilty about myself.
If you can, please tell me where he is now. None of the things he's doing right now make any sense if he's just trying to keep me from getting tangled up in his world. If all he wants to do is steer clear of me, then maybe he shouldn't have brought me into this world in the first place.
Oh no, Dehya, please don't feel that way.
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his actions. Another way? I don't know. I knew him, and he was nothing more than a childish brute. I can't understand what's going through his head. But I guess you do have a point. We haven't uncovered the whole truth yet. We still need to figure out his exact actions and reasoning for these last few years.
I'll do my best to help. Of course, anything between the two of you would need to be resolved between you and him alone. I don't know Kusela's exact whereabouts. Outside of supplying his brigade with some goods, I tried my best to avoid getting involved any further with him. However, there's a man on the list named Jawed. He used to be a mercenary in the desert and is now a member of the Corps of 30. He's responsible for supplying weapons and liaising with the Dekhan al-Akhmar's merchant caravan. I think he should know Kusela's whereabouts. I've heard
Oh, what the
that he
hell?
likes to have a few drinks alone and enjoy the cool wind at night outside the tavern. Maybe you'll be able to find him there.
Understood. Thank you, sir. Then I guess this is bye for now, unless...
I'll stay and be with my father here. To be honest, I'm still a little dazed and haven't finished processing everything quite yet. My father has indeed done something wrong, but if I think about it, I'm also not sure if there was a right way to handle this problem. I feel like our only course of action is to turn everything we know over to the Corps of 30 and let them render judgment.
Yes. I am prepared to accept whatever verdict they choose. It's time to face my mistakes.
Look for Jawad at night. Is this the tavern? I'm not sure. Okay, what constitute at night? Like 10? Maybe 7? That's nighttime, right?
This
Ah, my
scenery is
god, wrong way
wonderful.
again.
Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Ah, hello, sir.
Huh? Who are you guys?
I know what you've been up to. Smuggling weapons to violent brigades in the
Right, keep
desert while
using
working
myself.
for the Corps? Pretty bold, if you ask me.
Shh. Keep your voice down. How do you know all that? Come with me. We should take this elsewhere. I'll be happy to talk things over once we're somewhere private. This place should do. All right. Back to my question. How did you all know about me?
Don't worry about that for now. You know what kind of punishment you'll face once we report you to the Corps, I assume.
Wait.
Ah,
There's no need to jump the gun. Let's talk this out. What are your terms?
So what's in it for you anyway, Mora?
Well, I was a little tight on money at the time, and Kusela took good care of me in the past. I waited in my mind, and I couldn't find a reason to turn the opportunity down. I wouldn't only be helping my benefactor, but I could also make some quick Mora.
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigating Dekhan al-Akhmar, and we're gonna put an end to their operations. If you provide some help for us, then we might just put in a good word later to reduce the terms of your punishment.
Oh my god, I'm back
Why
here.
don't we discuss this a little first?
F
Listen,
this.
I made quite a bit of Mora from my last run. You just give me a number, and I'm sure we can...
Shut it. My patience is running out. You should know when a mercenary is after something other than money.
All right, sheesh. But you gotta promise you'll put in some nice words for me later. They're always on the move. Here's the spot they were at the last time I made my delivery to the desert. Feel free to go have a look. I'm just telling you though, it's not on me if they're not there anymore.
Sure. And then you can forget about any nice words from us.
Hey, come on. Now you're just being unreasonable.
Really? And how do I know you're not leading us straight into a trap? Don't forget, you're the one with no bargaining chips.
All right, I get it. Why don't you go take a look, and if they're not there anymore, I'll try to figure out something else for y'all.
Now that's more like it. Let's move. And as for you, try to stick around the city until we get back. You don't want us to
There you
call the
go.
folks
Okay,
from the
funny
Corps and have them drag you
doing
back to
this,
the city.
all the what's it called? And then all the sales.
Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. Now we actually go to the desert. Great.
Seems like we're in luck. That should be their camp right up ahead. Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves. I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
No, oh my god.
Dehya, why are you here?
Come on, get more energy.
Look alive!
What? Oh yeah, I can finally use it.
You're dead meat! Haven't you all done enough?
So are you also here to stop us?
Stay out of this. It's got nothing to do with you.
Okay, let's clear this a bit faster. I am. Dear.
Buckle up!
Oh,
She's so strong.
dude, even her out is not cancelable. Are you kidding me?
I mean, not cancelable.
If you hit her out button, you cannot run with it. You're stuck in the animation of her constantly punching and until she does the final kick into the ground.
Oh, you only punch faster if you left click more.
No. I think you're stuck in the animation no matter what. If you have the E ability out, her attack speed increases. But you cannot cancel it. It's not something you can control.
Wow, that sucks. It's like Razor but worse.
Holy, yeah, it's like Eraser, but she can only attack at the same specific location she's at.
Enough
can't run?
fighting.
You
We all
can't.
know each other.
It's,
and I don't
it's
wanna
stuck in the
take
whole
things
length
too far.
animation.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Just
to test
bring
out. then.
Kusela to me. There's no use hiding him anymore. Did you understand a single word I just said?
Time to
Or
fight
do
the
I need to
perpetual
bash your skull in
array
some more?
mechanic.
Kusela's dead, isn't he?
All right, everyone, let's all just calm down for a second. Dehya, the boss can't come out and see you anymore. He died a long time ago.
What?
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while. Guess that's for the best, though. At least that's what the old man wanted.
When did he die? What
But
happened
it's
to
like
him?
the easiest
A
mechanical
few years ago,
It's like the
Kusela broke
easiest
up
mechanical array
Dakanawaki
ever, man.
and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last person in Deshret's Relics must pay in blood for what they
No,
did.
this is like 1/10 of the Spiral Abyss. What the
Let
hell?
me start from the beginning. Dehya, do you know how the head of the relics maintained order internally?
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable authority?
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own weren't enough. They had another tool at their disposal. They called it a person's record. Regardless of whether they joined by their own will or were coerced, every person in Deshret's relics were forced to leave a record of themselves at headquarters. Whether it be their deepest sin, some unforgivable act, or their most immoral exploit, the record served both as a symbol of loyalty and the perfect material for blackmail. That's precisely it. Every one of us have a record. Me, Bashar, Tikriti, and all the boys who grew up with Dehya and ended up joining our ranks. But you, Dehya, you were never asked to provide a record, were you?
I never even knew this was a requirement.
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret's relics who didn't know about it.
Ever since you were born, Boss had been trying to shield you from this organization's sinister rules. Not only that, but he also banned all of us from committing any nefarious acts. He said he'd take care of the
Ain't talking
dues
to
we
them,
had to pay
adults.
regularly to headquarters. But in the end, he was just an ordinary person. What could he do? He was forced to go to headquarters again and again to account for missed dues and incomplete records. He'd come up with all kinds of excuses and get beaten up as a result.
We all knew he was doing that for
Oh,
you.
there's another test
He wanted to get you out of this world, no matter what it took.
And that's why he became a shell of himself and couldn't walk without a cane.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense. I didn't know about any of this, and I'd never seen him get injured or beaten.
Because you were too young at the time. How would you ever tell between wounds from a beating and wounds from battle? When you left home after that final argument with him, he seemed to age by a decade overnight. Even his hair went gray.
So, even the blazing beasts were...
Yep. It was all his doing. Had he not
that right?
arranged them to
Hello.
come to you, you probably would have been reduced to a pulp before you ever left the desert.
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. He was already pretty weak then,
Yes,
and
I'm
we
not
all
exploring
assumed he was
Sumeru.
going to get beaten again.
One shot the boss.
I suggested that he hand the role of leadership over to me, but he said there was no longer any need, since the Khan al-Ahmar would soon be no more. His words made no sense to me, but that night, we heard that a massive fire tore through headquarters and razed everyone's records to ash.
Everyone gained their freedom that night. Many members fled, not just from our ranks,
Oh,
but
you
from
know,
the
yeah,
other
just help me,
brigades as
help me,
well.
oh god.
But how could we leave with a clear conscience? All of us who knew exactly what had happened.
The boss can't have just died for nothing. Those heartless jerks at headquarters took him from us.
From that point on, the sole purpose of the Khan al-Ahmar became revenge. The big fire that Boss started was quite a blow to headquarters' strength. It's given us the opportunity to launch our attack. Even though we're outnumbered, we vowed to see our revenge through to the very end. There were people from headquarters who changed their names and went into hiding. Some fled to other brigades, and others escaped to the rainforest. But we won't let any of them escape our wrath. They'll all pay for what they've done.
We've suffered plenty of losses as well. To keep going, we need an enormous amount of supplies, from food and medicine to weaponry and explosives. All we can do is exchange our loot from Mora, and then use that to get supplies. We forged Boss's handwriting and sent out many letters to his former friends. Thankfully, many people were willing to come to our aid. We were also able to attract many mercenaries who shared our goal. We've endured unspeakable pain to win many impossible battles. Deshret's relics have become weaker and weaker, and now we finally have an opportunity to directly strike their headquarters.
Paimon doesn't know what to say anymore.
Man.
Sorry.
We do know right from wrong,
Man.
but we were sinners from the very beginning. We do not deserve the freedom that the boss won for us with his life. Boss always loved his old-fashioned hero stories. Those tales about sacrificing yourself to save the world. We used to always laugh
So
at him
there's
for it.
different difficult.
But
You
in
can
the
find the
end,
mechanical array
he
4 times
really
and
went
get a
and
chest
lived those
each time.
stories
What the
out
hell?
himself.
Yep. It gets harder apparently. Apparently.
As for
Oh man,
me,
as you see, endgame
I
players
never
don't feel the
considered
difference.
myself a hero. We're all the
Exactly.
lowest
Two,
of the
two
low.
times 1 is still 1 for
We
us.
have no, but maybe those hero
But
stories
still
in
1
light
phase is
foreshadowed
before it's in
everything
your
that was to
vulnerability
come.
phase, bro.
The spirit of the hero
Amazing.
touched all those he had saved, and more people joined his cause. Maybe we were all just acting along with the play in the beginning, but as we acted the parts and recited the lines, we were drawn in, and now we want to see the story through to the end.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Dehya. I know you always found us insufferable ever since you were young. Just think of this as a madman ranting.
I think the hardest one is still easier than Spiral Abyss.
Obviously.
I'll go with you.
Huh? Dehya? You wanna go with them?
Avenge the Farah.
I grew up with these guys, and I know they're not bad people. It's just that some situations get so bad that it's difficult to tell good
Yeah, the
from
last one
evil.
like definitely a bit harder. I can see the
Yeah.
difference.
All I know is that Deshret's relics must be destroyed.
But I still want
Furthermore,
phase it before
I
you can
want to
even
go
like
see the
try to
place
use
for
rocket move.
myself.
What the hell?
I
They
wanna know
assist
if
you,
my
you know, they
father
do
is still
damage and they
there.
do stuff for like the previous
Yeah.
easier ones.
Oh, I
I
didn't
know you
realize
don't want to
that.
get involved in this, so
They do so much
there's no
damage,
need
it's
for
hard
you
to
to tag
notice.
along.
Fair enough.
I can do this on my own.
Yeah. Paimon feels like we'd only regret it if we don't see this through to the end.
Thank you. We'll be a lot stronger together with you.
I bet Boss would lose his mind if he
Oh,
ever knew you'd join us at the
272k,
very
let's
last
go.
moment like this.
Considering all the losses and
Overkill.
injuries we sustained, we can't afford to turn down someone as powerful as you.
He can think whatever he wants. But the fact is, I owe him this much.
Now, if only they will add a teleporter right there.
Nice.
This would be like probably the best dummy spot to train, or not train, to practice
I
team
guess it
comps.
all comes down
True.
to this.
What a bummer. I just had to get injured now, right before the final fight. Be sure to punch one of them for me, huh?
Gotcha, man.
What?
Yeah, just talking to the guy.
Oh.
Okay, wait. There's stuff I can loot. I loot your cabbage and I loot your artifact.
No.
I also loot your iron chunk and white iron chunk. Yeah.
Hey, it's only 950. Wow.
Well, are you expecting it to be much later or something?
Yeah.
Ooh. I think this one is closer. Ah, but there is a big wall though. I'm not sure which teleporter is closer. Let me go see.
Also, should focus on quests now.
Ah! Okay, I am wrong. This place is terrible. Maybe
You
here
know,
is better.
Let's do all the domains, the one-time domains in this.
You
I don't
haven't
know if
done
they
them
count the
yet?
explorations, but I haven't done that yet. Yeah.
Jesus.
I only unlocked them as a teleporter.
Nice.
Follow the wind.
It is so far away.
Let's try burning Ganyu with Shenhe. So far I only see 100,000 melt damage.
Right, like that isn't like a significant amount of damage already.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I could have used the. Oh man, it would have been so much faster if I used the thing below. Ah, whatever. Who cares? Hi guys.
We sure didn't run into much trouble on the way here.
Should be. I don't think they have enough manpower left to post guards and defend their perimeters.
Enter the hiding place. Okay. We should have Dehya here, so.
There's supposed to be an enemy here.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Wow. Paimon didn't expect it to look like this on the inside.
They should all be holed up in here. Don't know how many people they've got left, though.
Who cares? We'll round up all of them.
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got one shot left, it could still take us out.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll know what they're really capable of once we've landed some hits on them. Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before, but their name means nothing now.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance with you here. I'll take the lead. I've been here once before.
We go. Hi guys. I have brought reinforcements.
Let's get it on!
Oh whoa, did everybody just die? I forgot how powerful Nahida is. I'm done.
New punch.
You ain't messing around! Gloves off!
Punch, 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 and stab.
lucky today.
Buckle up!
Am I dumb? Or is it bug?
Not gonna lie, her out is kind of fun, but it's just her regular gameplay sucks. Who else? Who else, bro?
I don't know. I think solve this fucking for me, but like we're waiting for
You asked for it.
Punch, 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 punch. And stab.
Let's get it on.
Oh. Oh wait, that wasn't enough. You guys probably got this.
You won this one. This way, follow me. We're almost there.
Wait! They went charging ahead without checking for any traps!
Hey, you guys okay?
It seems like we just got trapped in here. Don't think we triggered anything else.
Watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
Well, now that things have come to this, seems we'll have to fight our way through.
Don't worry about us. We knew something like this could happen. Go and take a look around. There could still be another way through. Let's go! We can't let the boss down!
Man, how can we hear them so clearly through like bricks? What?
Let's check if there's another way! The sooner we can make it through to help them, the better!
Count 1.
Let's see.
Espionage 100.
I think I see a way through over there, but it's being blocked by something. Let's try our luck with that mechanism.
Okay, let's go!
Not gonna lie, Dehya's out is fun. It's just
Oh my god,
regular
99
gameplay is crap. Adjust the height. Raise. Change color. Run mechanic array. Oh, I should probably check the previous room. I know you guys are having a life and death battle over there, but maybe there's a chest around here that I missed.
Ah yes. World War 3 is happening. Let's find the chest. There we go, done in one domain.
Very nice.
Illusion
I
shattered.
just realized the game is so slow. We don't have you don't have Yellen.
Yellen rewind.
Like you don't have a Yellen Sayu, like those sprinters ability. Like it's just so the game feels so slow.
Ah yeah, true. Or if you want, you could always get who though? Dehya, right? And Rosaria on the team. You get movement speed in the morning and at night. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I was like, that's an interesting niche, but
Another mechanism like the one before.
it's not worth
But this one's being blocked off in the
throwing my
middle.
50-50 chance away, right?
We just need to adjust it a little.
Okay. Any chests over here? Doesn't look like it. But I'll check nonetheless. Okay, nothing so far. Great. We move on.
There is no escape. Look alive. You're dead meat.
Punch. Damn it. Punch.
Let's get it on.
Seriously, dude? I know you're there.
Stay put!
Yeah. God, I can't see a thing. I still don't really know. I still really don't understand how her self-damage thing works, though.
They basically share damage.
What, with her team?
Yeah, but like you swap out the character, right? Then the character will take damage. You and Dehya will take the damage.
Illusion shattered.
Don't be scared.
Wait, what?
So
Is
let's
there a
say
point
you-
for the damage?
I guess you can. Your main, if, let's say your main character is like you very squishy, right? And you take damage for aiming per stage. Oh no, you're very slow. Then I guess you don't die.
Uh, but you take
But
self damage though. What?
You know, you don't take self damage.
Oh, you
She
don't.
doesn't. She don't cannibalize. She shares the minus health. So it's like 50-50 or something. Like
Oh, I see. I guess that makes sense.
that. Yeah, so
Sure.
like half the damage you take is shared between you and your.
Sure, I guess that makes sense.
Well, it's not a good skill because now that means your healer must heal both of them. So only Kokomi will be a good healer for that. Yeah, I guess GT and Barbara works too. But,
Jean also works actually.
oh yeah, yeah, but like Bennett cannot work,
Fair enough.
which is a big problem.
Oh, some
Because she's
boss fight here.
pyro.
When you walk into a boss fight arena, oh well, this is definitely a boss fight.
When the giant circle in the middle of nowhere, yes.
I wasn't expecting anyone to make it through from the other side.
Oh, this is the Geo guy, isn't it?
But as a desert dweller, I suppose we should be used to our folks defying all expectations.
Don't waste your breath. You have nowhere to run.
Run. Had I wanted to run, I would have fled 1,000 times already.
Amazing.
I witnessed the golden age of Deshret's relics. Even if I could leave this place behind, all that awaits me now are endless days of humiliation and ruin. Even now, my brothers
what? I
and I
didn't see that
still
number.
believe in one thing. The greatest should never live to remember their fall.
So you want to go out in a blaze of glory.
Let us draw our weapons! We will show them the true power King Deshret bestowed upon his followers.
Sounds like a cult, bro.
They are but two, while we hold within ourselves the entirety of the relic's glory. Wave 1, charge! Eliminate them!
Oh, let's try and end this fast.
Let's get it on!
Don't think that you've won. We're just getting started.
Punch, 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 and kick.
King Deshret will not abandon any one of his followers.
Boom. Oh boy. That hurt. And somehow plunging attack. Dragon Strike. Let's go.
I am
Oh boy. And Dragon Strike again. Oh my god. If you somehow get interrupted in your out, you can't place down the... Oh wow. That's quite bad actually. Man, Dehya's kick is clunky.
This is where we prove our faith.
You all just want to die?
What is it?
None of us plan to leave this place alive! Lord of Sand, your
And here we go. Oh, strange beast, thank you.
Dead meat!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and boom!
Goodbye. Ha! But we'll look alive! Ha! Hi! Yeah! Rah! Ha! 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 Cha! Rah! Rah!
2 and 1,
Buckle up!
3 and bang! Bang!
the golden slumber.
The commander has finally fallen.
But they're still coming at us! This place is like a gladiator's ring. They just keep coming no matter how many we beat!
Yes, keep fighting! There's no need to fear, and no need to back down! This is our last stand!
When the next wave comes, try to draw away their attacks. I'm going to see if I can take out that high platform.
Here comes our reinforcements. Oh, maybe not. There's like one guy. Oh, never. Yeah, there he is. A door opens and like one guy comes out. There comes our reinforcements.
Oh my god, reinforcements.
Come and face me, Mitchell!
That guy must be a chat.
So they've broken through the front as well.
Apologies, Lord Michal. They fight like absolute madmen. No matter how much we throw at them, they just keep coming for more.
Alright, time for this. Oh wait, no, this is not a domain.
It would seem like this is the end.
Time to pay for everything you've done, Mitchell.
You think I would give you that opportunity? I will be buried in the sand alongside all the rest of our fading glory.
Hey, wait!
Oh god, the quality changing back and forth because it set render distance to low.
It's okay, it's either that or your computer explodes, it's fine.
We were too late.
It's over. There's no more need to fight. But if you're still going to cling on to your so-called mercenary's pride, then I'll give you all a good beating as well.
Hey, Dehya! I found the mechanism. I'll get you all back up here right away.
Oh, that's a elevator. Ah, that makes sense.
Let's go.
Hey, look, it's a precious chest. Wow, that's a. Damn it. I said, wow, there's a hole right in the middle of this location. Oh, guess what? Who steps in the hole? Yes, this dumb idiot over here.
Oh.
Is there anything else that I need to know of? Doesn't look like there's any other chests nearby. Whatever. Lego.
Who are you filthy rats? And why are you always pestering us?
You call yourself a member of the infamous Deshret's relics and you still can't even tell who's made it all the way to your headquarters?
Oh yeah, there's no record of you, dear. What the hell?
Who knows what intent a bunch of rats may have? We try to catch a couple, and you all just show up on the other side instead. How are we supposed to figure out what you're after? Hey, have you ever heard of a man by the name of Kusela? Why would I know? It's not like I'm in charge or anything.
This is your last chance to talk.
It's by a bunch of people.
Hey, I said I don't know anything. I'm just an average member here. I'm telling the truth. If you're here to find someone, why don't you look through the records yourselves? Who can remember every name and face with so many people coming in and out every day?
The irony. His life became a light for so many, yet to others, it wasn't even worth remembering. Where's the records room? Answer me!
Burned to the ground? Were you listening to her freaking stories just now, Dehya?
It's right over there. All the files are in there. You can go through them as much as you want. It's not like any of them still matter anyway.
I mean the old records room.
The old records room? You mean the one that got burned down? Kusela. Ah, yeah, I remember him now. The guy who could hardly walk. Watch your mouth. That's our boss you're talking about. He was definitely faking it. We all let our guard down as soon as we saw him come hobbling in. But in the short time it supposedly took him to take a dump, he'd already gotten away and started a fire in the records room. He couldn't have possibly outrun us if he wasn't a fraud. And after that, Deshret's relics fell into complete disarray.
Stop wasting our time. Every one of us here is perfectly aware of what he had done. Tell me, where is the old records room?
It's just over there. Go see it for yourself if it means that much to you. There's nothing left in there but ashes. No human could ever survive that kind of inferno. Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. We'll leave the others here to guard these guys. Spare them no mercy if they try anything.
Okay. Oh, the records room. Hey, before that, let me check. Any chests around here? Guess not. She seems so fun, but like, oh god, it's so bad. And then she will see tree. Oh no.
Bruh. Is a C6 even any good? Lol.
Probably right. Crit rate increases. Crit rate increases per hit dealt by thing. Also cause crit damage increase. Duration will be increased. A maximum of 2 seconds can be increased for her last one. Crit damage can be increased by 60% this way. So basically her out makes it so that she attacks more and attacks harder. Like much harder, I think. 60% is quite significant.
Still not a lot, honestly.
Not a lot, honestly, yeah.
2 times 0 is always 0.
Hello, dude. I don't think we even made it here. How are you dead? You faking, sir? No, whatever. Open.
Why did I pin? Oh, I see
So,
it. That's-
this was his final destination.
Sure looks like sand instead of ash.
How did he do it? Getting past all the guards with a limp and sneaking in here to start a fire? If he was nimble enough to do that, then he must have been able to get out of here after starting the fire, right?
Dehya.
I'm sorry. I know it's just wishful thinking. Let's look around. Maybe we can find something that's been left behind.
Is this a cane? It must be the one that Dehya's father used.
Kusela.
Thanks for everything, boss.
We're fortunate to somehow find that cane after that fire.
Let's split up and look
I
around
guess
some more.
no,
What if
do
something else has been left behind?
Any
But what else could survive a
work
fire
quests,
like
I
that?
guess. I'll request something tomorrow.
A trapdoor. Let's see if it's a trapdoor.
Thought so.
Wait! Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
The dragon is no more, for Princess Dehya has slain it. Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all. Dehya, come on. This is the most important line.
You can do it.
But Dehya, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech.
Yeah, I still haven't done that.
Still too shy, huh? All right, I'll do it. I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
Ah, she was so cute.
Never mind, I guess I should do this one now.
I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more, Dad.
Ooh.
What's this?
All on Paimon's tab.
Don't you remember? You asked Paimon what she would do if she were to wake up tomorrow with loads of money. And Paimon said that she would get boatloads of
Well, this
tasty
chest kid
snacks.
has been
You
taking
were super
over
confused at
space.
the time, but said it was an adorable thing to say. These opportunities don't come by often. So today, Paimon's gonna treat you to a special crash course on Paimon's life philosophy.
It's really my treat, but you get the point.
Hey, this way you get something from the both of us for the price of one. Anyway, the point is that you should eat to your heart's content. You'll feel better for sure once you've gotten something in your tummy. Dunyarzad will also be here shortly. She's already heard that we're back.
Aw, thanks, you two. Honestly, this is very unlike me. I just had a lot on my mind on our way back, so I didn't know what to say. My chest was filled with all kinds of intense emotions. They just shook me even more than all the feelings we've shared during our previous adventures. But when everything came to an end, those emotions also vanished without a trace, and I was left feeling more empty than ever before. It was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me. Yeah, you're right. To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important thing in the world. But perhaps to us, it's the most worthless thing of all. Idrisi and the others all used to say that they would quit if there was no Mora to be had. But when it came to avenging my father, there was no Mora to be made anywhere. My reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy. But look at me now. Am I any different? Despite all my promises about never forgiving him and never trying to understand him, I still went to such lengths to find out the truth and nearly even shed tears for his sake. We're hypocrites.
Academic.
All of us. Yeah, you're right. It's just a pity that we often only recognize our true feelings after it's already too late.
You're back! Are all of you alright?
She's going through a moral dilemma currently, but we'll be back.
Ah, there she is.
Yeah. Many people from the Corps of 30 came over, and I just wrapped up everything with my dad. All I can do now is wait for their verdict. Huh? Dehya, you're looking quite down again.
Well, she was at the resting place of her father.
Paimon will explain. A lot happened while we were gone.
I'm sorry. I really should have controlled my emotions better.
It's all right, my lady. You were hurt by all of this as well. Truth be told, I'm starting to feel a little guilty watching you cry like this.
Dehya, your pain must be even worse. You shouldn't need to comfort me.
Hey, don't worry about me. If anything, this whole thing has finally shown me the difference between illusion and reality. My father probably thought that people could settle into new lives as long as they moved to a new environment. That thought has even crossed my mind a few times. It's like saying, what's wrong with adapting to a new life? However, there was always something deep within my mind that refused to accept it. This impulse brought me great turmoil, and even made me feel ashamed for turning my back on your father's kindness. But now that I consider it again, it all makes sense. The desert sands are a part of who I am, and I will never be able to lead a peaceful existence.
I understand how you feel.
That doesn't mean I won't be making any changes to my life, though. As an example, I'm now thinking about taking on some small odd jobs. It's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father and become a character in his play. Even if the ending of the story may be childish and ridiculous, it won't really matter.
Isn't that neat, though? Oh, you'll be a whole new kind of mercenary, one that's not out for Mora. Why don't we go for a change of scenery once we finish eating? What about stopping by the Grand Bazaar again?
Right. You said you wanted to get a rug for your family.
We'll come along too.
I can't thank you enough for taking care of me this entire time.
Okay, let's go to get this rug.
Time to go.
And I know that out of context sounds really off from what I've been previously saying, but hey.
Who knows what? What
Oh, this rug here is quite something. The craftsmanship is exquisite, and the fabric is also of high quality.
Ah, here you are. Finally, I found you.
Hey! Aren't you that mercenary who bit his tongue? You can still talk? Wait, are you here to take revenge on us?
What are you talking about? Do I look like I could take you all in a fight? I just came here to give you something. I'll be on my way to give myself up to the Corps after this. Once I woke up, I hurried to the Khan al-Ahmar's camp, hoping to alert them to your presence.
Well.
But when I got there, I found no one except the members who were still too injured to move.
Ah, so you probably got there after us.
Yeah, they told me that they had exacted their revenge, and everyone had turned themselves in to the authorities. Even that last camp was not going to last for much longer. I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, I might as well do the same. One of the injured members gave this box to me, and told me that it contained some of the old man's last possessions. Everything left in the camp will get confiscated, so I figured I should get this to you before the Corps could get their hands on it.
Thank you.
No worries. We are all just living our own truths. There's no need to comment or judge anyone for it.
So this box contains everything that Dia's father left behind. Huh. It feels lighter than expected.
Well, back in the day, the first thing he did with any Mora was spend it on things like drinks and meat. But let's see what's inside. What's this? It's just a bunch of junk. Ugh, it kinda stinks.
Perhaps it's just been left unopened for too long.
A handwritten copy of a storybook. The paper's already yellowed, and it looks like it's about to fall apart. It was against the Academia's rules to possess books for personal use. If he was going to break that rule, he could have at least copied something useful.
That probably means this was really important to him.
Ah, and here are a few bags of children's snacks. The packaging's completely deteriorated. Maybe that's where the smell was coming from.
Did he get those for you?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Even when I was a child, I was never a fan of these kinds of snacks. He'd always say that he got them for me, but in the end,
oh my
he
god,
always
this is
ate
so
more
troll.
than I ever did.
What do you do?
I just forgot to talk to the NPC last second.
Who even leaves
Or like the very
snacks in a
last step, I
box
forgot
like
to talk
this
to the
anyway?
NPC to get the
Isn't
last
that
check
just
mark.
common sense?
Oh, nice.
For the Arnhal book. I was like, why not completed?
Very nice.
Forget it. Let me see what else is in here.
Bruh.
A razor, some buttons, some round iron tiles, a wooden toy puppet, a wool scarf, which from the looks of it probably belonged to a woman, and a hair clip?
I guess time to do a
Why
bunch
are
of
these
random
things here?
work first.
I'm suddenly feeling a little scared.
I'm sorry, my lady, but this is just the kind of man he was. He probably saw this box as some kind of personal trash heap and dumped
Oh,
any
no.
and everything in there. One,
if I were to look
no,
now.
2 empty liquor bottles. Tell me, you guys, are these the kinds of things that a normal person would leave behind?
Probably not, but still interesting.
Huh? There's something in the bottle!
Oh, you're right. All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom part's all damaged from moisture, though. Let's hope the writing didn't smudge. I was suddenly seized with an urge to write a letter after finishing this bottle. I just folded it up and left it in the bottle, though. If I end up forgetting about it, it won't really matter. To Dehya. It's a letter for me? It's all right. I'll just read it out. If he went to the trouble of writing a letter, there must have been some important things that he wanted to say. Or at least record down.
My condition's becoming worse and worse. Can't even walk without a cane anymore, much less go out and have fun. Guess I don't have many days left. If you're reading this letter, then I suppose I'm already long gone. You were adorable as a baby. Everyone loved you. And regardless of whether you were crying or laughing, everyone enjoyed having you in the group. But once you grew a bit older, you were no longer nearly as happy or cute. It's probably Idrisi's fault. He was never up to any good.
Can you believe this guy? He can point the finger at himself.
Anyway, back to the point. To summarize, I'm writing this so you would know not to feel sad for me, even if you end up finding out the truth. The reason being that I was never your father to begin with.
Wait, what?
Ooh, shit, she was adopted. That kind of makes sense. Her skin color didn't really match.
Surely, he must be joking, right?
I don't know.
I was quite formidable when I was young, and 100 times cooler than some so-called flame main. Really felt like the whole world was under my feet. With just a teeny tiny bit of effort, I felt I could rule over the entire desert. But as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day and discovered a baby in the sands.
Well, we probably need to wait
It was
next week
you.
for like the full
You were
game,
just
so
lying there, small and
explain everything.
helpless. You were so tiny that if the wind blew for just a little while longer, you would have been buried forever. But your cries were so loud they made my head hurt. Now that I think of it, you really were a bundle of energy.
Sounds like he's serious.
I told Idrisi and the others that I had slipped up with a woman while out and about. None of them even doubted me. I'm sorry that I had to lie to them for so long, but I really had no other choice. I was their most esteemed leader, after all. It's not like I could just tell them that I suddenly wanted to play at being a father. At this rate, I'll puke up all the liquor I just drank from this bottle. Anyway, Dehya, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of. As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
Damn.
That's the end of the letter. In the end, he was still thinking of me as a little child. I suppose, or I would have suffocated under the sand a long time ago.
He was a good father to you. The fact that he wasn't a blood relative doesn't change that.
Yeah. It's just a pity that we had to learn the truth of everything like this.
Do you already have some ideas about the decision that he wanted you to make?
I do. If he first found me alone in the sands, then I want to try my hand at finding the person who abandoned me. I just have one wish. To tell them a story. That there once existed a childish and foolish jerk with a heart of gold. And that only under his care was I able to grow and mature into the person I am today.
If you end up finding any leads, can you share them with us? We go on adventures all the time. Maybe we'll be able to find some information for you.
Sure, I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting you to be so enthusiastic.
I'll help too.
Thank you. All of you. Thank you so much. My life has certainly had its twists and turns, but I've always considered myself lucky. Because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by incredible kindness.
Oh, holy shit. Hey, that was actually kind of cool. Dude, Dehya's story, lore, everything about her, like her world building and story is great. But her gameplay is shit. It's trash. Balancing everything else. It's so cool. They write up this like very nice character. It's disappointing, man. They write up this like very cool character, and they do all this like a very nice story. Then you actually get to use her, and she doesn't feel like she's that powerful, man. Oh, that's so sad. Let's craft all of these like books. Yeah, kind of missed to do that in the first place. That's so sad, man. Oh, okay, I think I'll end the stream here. There's nothing else I need to do already. Oh, you finally met Jet. Congrats.